In a perfect world, I wouldn't even need to make this video, because in a perfect world, the post we're about to dive into wouldn't exist, and it definitely wouldn't have racked up nearly 250,000 views. That's right, folks. The flaming hot dumpster fire I'm about to show you has been seen by close to 250,000 people as of the time I'm recording this. Let that sink in. But wait, it gets worse. This isn't some isolated incident. Nope, this idea is spreading like wildfire. Tired of fake gurus who claim to be expert traders but never trade live? I trade live on the second largest crypto exchange, where everything is transparent and results can't be faked. For over 440 days, I've consistently closed every month in profit. In the last 90 days alone, my followers have earned over $34,000 in profits, with only 4% drawdown. Verified results, not empty claims. Want to see my verified stats? Click the first link in my profile and start copying my trades for free today. With other posts popping up and amplifying the nonsense. Who knows how many people are actually buying into this garbage? It's mind-blowing to think about. And honestly, every time I come across something like this, I find myself sitting here, scratching my head, asking the same question. Are these people trolling? Like, seriously? Maybe a few are, but I'm not convinced most of them are. And if they're not, how? How can they really believe this? I just can't wrap my head around it. Does not compute. To make matters worse, there's this weird layer of fringe conspiracy theory vibes attached to it. And honestly, the only explanation I can come up with is that this stuff must make people feel important. Like they've uncovered some big, secret truth that the powers that be, whatever shadowy figures they're imagining, don't want them to know. It's as if believing this nonsense gives them some kind of special insider status. Wild, isn't it? You already know, don't you? Because you're the savvy, in-the-know retail expert. And of course, you're about to share this on X because let's face it, you're the pro here. But honestly, this whole situation, it's just ridiculous. Sit tight though. I've got some nonsense lined up for the wood chipper, and trust me, it's going in. The whole thing. Every bit of it. Hopefully we can toss it in, shred it to bits, and never speak of it again. Though, let's be real, I'm not holding my breath on that last part. Before we dive deeper, let me just say, I have zero financial expertise. None. This isn't financial advice, and you should absolutely not make any investment decisions based on what I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who loves talking about crypto, on YouTube no less, and it's all purely for fun. But here's the kicker, even crypto media is picking this up. Why? Because apparently, people can't stop watching it. It's grabbed so much attention that it's now on their radar. So here we are, this is how many people have actually seen this. Here's the headline from the Crypto Basic. London fund manager explains why XRP price isn't rising despite bank adoption. Oh great. A fund manager from the City of London claims to have cracked the case on why XRP isn't skyrocketing, even with banks jumping on board. Intriguing, right? Yes, please enlighten us. And who's the mastermind behind this revelation? Someone going by the name Digital G, who's apparently a former City of London fund manager. Former? Fired? Who knows? Was he ever really a fund manager in the first place? Hard to say. Honestly, this whole thing reeks of conspiracy theory nonsense, and here we are. As of recording this, the post racked up 241,200 views, 1,600 likes, and 342 reposts. Those are insane engagement numbers, especially for an account with just 18,500 followers. Not that 18.5 thousand is small, it's tough to build a following that big. But still, accounts of that size don't usually see a post blow up like this. It's wild enough that people want it to be true, so they smash like, and boom, it's viral. And now I get to waste my time debunking this nonsense. Fine, I'll admit it's a bit cathartic, but seriously, I'd rather not have to bother. Anyway, back to Digital G, self-proclaimed wizard of XRP. Here's his brilliant question. Why isn't XRP rising in price if banks around the world are buying huge volumes? Oh boy, you can already hear the conspiracy crowd losing their minds over this one. Where's the proof that tons of banks around the world are actually buying XRP? Are you talking about Ripple? Is it about XRP being used as a bridge currency? Or is this about banks diving into crypto speculation? Maybe you're referring to banks custodying XRP for their customers. If that's the case, claiming banks are buying XRP is misleading. When you say something like that, it implies the banks are purchasing XRP for their own use, not holding it on behalf of customers. It's just like the nonsense we hear about BlackRock buying all your Bitcoin. Don't sell your Bitcoin to BlackRock, they say. Seriously? That's ridiculous. Technically, yes, they're buying it, but only because their ETF customers are buying Bitcoin. BlackRock isn't hoarding it for themselves. When the customers sell, BlackRock sells. It's not rocket science. So where's the actual evidence of banks buying XRP? People click on these claims because they sound exciting. All the banks. And suddenly, we're back in conspiracy theory land. It's exhausting. Oh, and here we go again. What really burns my biscuits is this nonsense still being discussed in 2025. I've been debunking this for years. And now we've got someone saying the reason XRP's price doesn't rise is because there are two separate ledgers. Yep, you heard that right. Two ledgers. That's the latest theory. Let me dig into this a bit more. We'll get there. Some financial regulators claim it's dishonest to hide the real price of an asset. Seriously? I have a hunch the two ledgers might align around July 14th. But let's be clear, there's no secret here. The price is right there on Live CoinWatch. As I'm recording this, XRP is sitting at $2.29. Dishonest? Hidden? Give me a break. It's all over the internet. Just use your fingers to Google price of XRP and boom, there it is. This isn't rocket science. Good grief. Now about these so-called two ledgers. Honestly, it's almost funny. What they're talking about is Ripple taking the open source XRP ledger code, copying it, and tweaking it. Why? So central banks can use it to build their own digital currencies if they want. Let's be clear. This is not the XRP ledger. It's separate tech. Centralized. Different. Completely independent of the XRP ledger code. Yes, Ripple used it as a base, made changes, and voila. It's now its own thing. No need to overcomplicate it. Simple as that. Whatever the asset is, if there's a native asset on that chain, then that's the price for it. And it's definitely not XRP. Seriously? How is this even up for debate? I can't believe I have to spell this out. And yet, here we are. This guy, with 18,000 followers no less, tossing nonsense into the XRP community like confetti at a bad parade. Really, dude? Not cool. What's the game here? I'm genuinely baffled. How can someone claim to have been a fund manager anywhere, heck, even in the middle of nowhere, and still think like this? It doesn't add up. So, what's going on? Is he doing this for attention? Or is there some deeper issue at play? You'd have to wonder, right? It's gotta be clicks or cognitive dissonance. Pick your poison. Either way, wow. Just wow. So once again, he's claiming it's all hidden. He believes the price of this so-called set, though I have no idea which one he's referring to, is somehow concealed. And honestly, here's another thing to consider. The central private ledger, like the one central bank digital currencies would use, isn't the XRP ledger. And guess what? There doesn't only have to be one. These ledgers can be copied endlessly. So, what does he mean by only two ledgers? There could be infinite ones. When he says number two, what exactly is he referencing? He's acting like there are two completely separate ledgers, as though one is for central banks, and they all just share the same one. Seriously, what is he thinking? That's not how this works. Of course not. A central bank, responsible for the financial sovereignty of a nation, isn't going to share its chain with another nation. Imagine two countries rolling back transactions on the same ledger. Like, really? Get out of here with that nonsense. And then he goes on to say he suspects these two ledgers, which, let's be real, isn't even a coherent concept, will magically converge on July 14th. Why? As always, because reasons. That's it. Someone named Carolyn even asked, why July 14th? Did I miss something? And honestly, Carolyn, we're all wondering the same thing. You won't believe this. Here's the actual response he gave. He posted a screen grab and it said, ISO 2022 implementation rescheduled to July 14th for the Fedwire Fund service. That's it. And guess what? It has absolutely nothing, nada, zero to do with XRP or any sort of central bank digital currency framework. Not even close. He just threw up a screenshot, slapped it down like it was gospel, and somehow that's supposed to be a sufficient answer? Really? So July 14th, a date for something totally unrelated to his wild claims, is meant to validate his nonsense? It's like the digital equivalent of waving your hands in the air and shouting, look, proof, when there's nothing there. It's conspiracy theory level logic, plain and simple. Honestly, it's mind-boggling. Why do people do this? Why does anyone take this seriously? And why, oh why are so many people liking this? Does no one pause to think about how utterly ridiculous it all sounds? Is critical thinking just broken these days? I truly don't get it. And then, of course, someone chimed in and said, this is for Fedwire, not FedNow. Look up the difference and get back to us. But here's the kicker. He doesn't even care. Because facts? Apparently they're optional. FedNow doesn't use XRP, and here's why. FedNow is a domestic payment system. It's designed to move money within the same currency, like the US dollar. Plugging XRP into that process wouldn't make any sense. Think about it. If you're transferring dollars to dollars, why would you toss XRP into the mix? You're not converting to another currency like the Mexican peso, where XRP could serve as a bridge. Adding XRP to a domestic payment flow would just create unnecessary steps. You'd go from dollars to XRP, back to dollars, for no reason at all. It's slower, more expensive, and frankly, pointless. Why complicate a simple process with extra friction? Let's clear this up once and for all. FedNow isn't connected to XRP or Ripple in any way. It's purely a domestic payment system, full stop. The fact that people are still spreading this rumor is baffling, but hey, here we are. Hopefully this finally puts that to rest. So this guy thought he was delivering some kind of knockout punch to an alleged former city manager, only to completely fumble the ball by suggesting FedNow is linked to XRP. Honestly, I can't even. None of this adds up, at all. And then there's the ISO talk, which keeps popping up like an uninvited guest. Let's address it, again. The ISO 2022 implementation for Fedwire Fund Service was rescheduled to July 14th. Great. But let's be clear. ISO 2022 is just a messaging standard, people. I've said this countless times, but here we are. To really drive it home, let me quote David Schwartz, who put this nonsense to rest on April 8th, 2023. He said, XRP has nothing to do with ISO 2022. ISO 2022 is a messaging standard for payments. XRP is a cryptocurrency. While there could be projects using both, there's no inherent overlap. Boom. Thank you, David Schwartz. And yes, I've covered this on my channel before. So has Crypto Eerie, another XRP YouTuber. She took this myth apart on February 23rd, pointing out how we're still fighting the same misinformation year after year. It's exhausting, but some people just resist logic like it's their full-time job. For those of us still holding on to logic and a shred of critical thinking, we're not buying into this nonsense. Let's be clear. Crypto Eddie nailed it. There's no such thing as ISO coins. That's the myth you've been fed. Bitcoin, USDT, Doge, Fartcoin, or even Pepe wearing a sombrero. Any of them can be transferred by a company using ISO messaging standards. That's right. The coin doesn't matter. It's the platform and the messaging standard doing the work, not some magical ISO coin. Seriously? An ISO coin? It's as absurd as trying to invent a square circle. It's not a thing. It doesn't exist. Stop saying it, because every time you do, someone out there loses faith in humanity. This kind of misinformation just boils my broccoli. And then there's someone called Galaxy Doc Market. Oh boy, their post. Just number this, folks. This right here is why we can't have nice things. This is why we can't have nice things. Galaxy Doc Market reached out to Digital G, allegedly a former City of London fund manager and self-proclaimed wizard of all things smart, and posed the age-old crypto question: why isn't the price of XRP skyrocketing despite banks supposedly using it? Now let me just pause to say, the irony here is rich. XRP, at its peak during the latest bull run, was up over 500%. 500%. And yet, we still get this, why isn't XRP price rising? Nonsense. Seriously? Oh my god, the sheer incompetence. Anyway, back to Galaxy Doc Market. Their response? Regardless, it's because so many retail investors own XRP. It was never really designed for us small fish to hold. Excuse me, what? Okay, deep breath. I literally just made a video yesterday debunking this ridiculous notion that XRP isn't meant for retail. Literally yesterday. And here we go again. It's like playing whack-a-mole with bad takes. You smack one down and 5 more pop up. Whack, 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 just stop already, please. For the record, XRP was designed to be a more efficient, upgraded version of Bitcoin. Bitcoin was built for everyone. Retail users, institutions, anyone who wants to use it. There are no barriers, no exclusivity. That's the whole idea. And guess what? XRP is no different. It's absolutely for retail too. David Schwartz, one of XRP's creators, has even said so. XRP was designed as a more efficient version of Bitcoin. Early on, they envisioned it being broadly useful for payments, though they didn't have a crystal clear picture of how that would play out, whether for institutions, individuals, or both. They just built it because it was groundbreaking tech. That's it. Now, let's put an end to these silly conspiracy theories. Honestly, this narrative that XRP isn't for you is ridiculous. Here's my theory. Some people push this idea because it makes them feel special, like they're holding on to some forbidden treasure meant only for the elites. Oh no, the big corporate fat cats don't want us to have XRP, but I know the truth. Yeah, okay. Newsflash. XRP isn't some secret weapon for the wealthy. It's for anyone who wants to use it. Let's move on, shall we? He knows, and he's got it. He knows exactly what he's holding, right? That's what runs through my mind when I see this. Like, that has to be their thought process. But honestly, that's ridiculous. It's not just for institutions. It's not just for retail investors. It's for everyone. So stop pushing this narrative just because it makes someone feel special. It's the same with conspiracy theorists. They spread these ideas because some people are wired to desperately want them to be true. They latch onto the wildest claims, twist them around in their heads to make sense, and then toss them out into the wild west of the internet for others to run with. I'm the complete opposite. If someone makes an outrageous claim, my brain flips into full-on skepticism mode. The crazier the claim, the more skeptical I get, because logically, that's how it should work. It's not rocket science, it's just common sense. But I guess for some people, so here's how it goes. This guy pipes up and says, they will grind and tired, which, let's be real, isn't even English. They will grind and tired most of the retails out of this before they converge. Like, what? Only time will reveal whatever cryptic prophecy that is. And yeah, fat cats are out there playing their games, wearing people down, trying to shake loose your XRP. Do they care about you? Nope. They don't even exist in your world. As long as the cash rolls in, they're golden. But wait, it gets better. Or worse. I thought that was the dumbest take I'd read in this entire thread. Then Digital G shows up like, hold my beer, I can top this. And he does. Digital G drops this gem. That's so not to the point here. Bravo, Digital G. Imagine selling something for $2.30, only to find out it's actually worth $15,840, but that true value was hidden from you. Wild, right? That's the claim here. Straightforward and blunt, it's clear this person is suggesting there's a secret price for XRP. After alleging this concealed value, they point out the current price of XRP, $2.29 at the time of writing. It was $2.30 when they posted the comment. So they're saying you're selling it for that price now, but that's not the real price. Nope. Apparently there's a hidden price, a trick price. Did you know there's a super top secret elite price for XRP? And it's exactly $15,840. Why? Because reasons, of course. This is a genuine person, folks. A person who walks amongst us, breathes the same air, shares the same planet. And yet, oh, you hate to see it. Truly, you just hate to see it. $15,840 as the real value. Makes total sense, right? I'd honestly love to crunch those numbers. But let's be real, when you start talking about XRP being worth tens of thousands of dollars, it would make its total value surpass every single stock on the planet. And somehow, people think this adds up. It's mind-boggling. Stupid doesn't even begin to cover it. The real question is, why? What's the motive here? For some of these folks, it seems like it's all about the money. Posting wild claims brings clicks, and clicks bring ad revenue, especially if they've got blue check marks. Take this guy, for example. He's racking up engagement, sitting at 15,800 followers. But let's unpack his logic. There's supposedly a secret ledger, a hidden system where prices are set. Does he understand how supply and demand works? Here's the kicker. For a price to hit $15,840, someone has to willingly pay that amount, and someone else has to agree to sell at that price. Who's the mystery buyer shelling out that much for XRP when you can buy it for $2.30 on Coinbase? And where's the seller willing to part with it for less than a luxury car? Has this guy even heard of arbitrage? Doubtful. Oh, and he claims to be a former city fund manager in London? Alright, I'm not entirely sold on that. I've got a few questions about that claim. It's not sitting right with me. $15,800, and you're told it's some exclusive secret deal. You're special, right? You're in before the crowd, destined to be super duper triple rich beyond your wildest dreams. Yeah, no, that's the nonsense they're selling. This is the game they always play, and honestly, I'm over it. Grifters, everywhere. Either this guy is so outrageously incompetent it's mind-boggling, or let's face it, he's just another grifter. Why else would someone do this? Oh, right, views. 250,000 views, ad revenue rolling in. That's the real reason. Do you really think someone could be this clueless? Come on, there's no way. It's calculated. And for the folks falling for it and hitting that like button, I can't help but think they have no idea what's really going on. This question mark, this is a grift, plain and simple. I get it. If you're new to this stuff, or even if you've been around a while but haven't done much digging into markets or how they actually work, it's easy to see something like this and think, wow, this sounds super cool and legit. I mean, the guy's got 18,000 followers, right? That many people can't be wrong. Why would so many trust him if he was just spouting nonsense? So they hit like, maybe repost it, and before you know it, they've bought into the idea without really questioning it. That's how it spreads. It's not even that all these people are dumb or intentionally misleading others. They're just being duped. And honestly, that's exactly why I'm making this video. When garbage like this reaches so many people, yeah, it's time to step in and tear this nonsense apart. It shouldn't even exist. Seriously, what fresh madness is this? It's enough to make my blood boil. Quick note though, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy or sell anything based on what I say. That would be an absolutely terrible idea.